Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to On Purpose with Stacey J. I always say I got like some dynamic people in the room. I'm sorry, but that's just the kind of rooms I stay in, the kind of rooms that we create where our folks is just like top tier, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so I'm real excited now. And I do have to say to the ladies, I will have the ladies in the place. We just had our girl Dom here. I know we keep having all the men, but I do have a lot of fun with the guys though. So I grew up with all brothers, so that's natural for me. But we going to have y'all ladies here and let y'all take over. But right now, I got my family up in the place. But before I talk about my fam, I got my co-host over here. My co-host, who is?
It's your guy, Mr. Kit 215.
Kit 215, a.k.a.
Deacon Leon Lonnie Love.
I rebuke you, Satan.
My other co-host, he called out today, so we got some other people that have sat in all day, and so we got some other guests. Our co-host, Jim Lee. Shout out to Jim. Jim had to call out, but right now we got my family, my people in the house. I got my cousins here. I got Karif. I got Pooh. I'm going to let them talk a little bit about who they are, because I know who they are, but I'm going to let them tell you who they are.
I'm just a mild guy from South Philly. But no, we're the host of the show called In the Crown, and we would love for y'all to check us out. We're here to try to just help mental health for black men and men in general, and then that grows into the family.
We're going to get all into that, Mr. Kyrie. Just tell the people your name and your brand, In the Crown, right?
My name is Karif, and it's the crown. The brand is called In the Crown.
Yeah, don't give them all the meat right away.
I'm sorry. I saw the potatoes and gravy. I thought meat came with it. That's all. I saw the potatoes and gravy.
Man, let them eat it like a appetizer, a little hors d'oeuvre. Drink some water first.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
Come on, Pooh.
You know, kid from Southwest here to help everybody. Co-hosting with my cousin Karif, with my big cousin Stace.
Yeah, we're going to do this thing. So like Karif already shared, they got this new podcast coming out that we're really excited about called In a Crown. And when it was shared with me what you guys were doing and the purpose, I loved it. And you guys had I had an opportunity to sit down and I felt like a fly on the wall. I was still a part of the conversation, but I learned so much about not just you guys, but about men, period. And I'm always in the space of want to learn about our black men. So talk to us. First of all, where did the vision come from for In the Crown? Where did the name come from? And like, what can we look forward to?
The name is funny. The name is thought out. It came from our executive producer, Dana. Mm-hmm. Chronic Dopeness. Shout out to Chronic Dopeness.
Shout out to Chronic Dopeness.
We sat and we thought about it, and the crown, because the man's supposed to be the king, and that's the crown he has on his head. But what we're trying to do is get inside of that and fix that and make sure that crown is well worth the head it's going on.
I love that. I love that because, we always say as women, let one sister fix your crown. Mm-hmm. And for y'all to be like, no, we fixing our crown. We fixing the inner crown. Yes. And we talk about the inner crown. What is that when you're talking about really like your mind, right?
We're talking about the mental stability of the mind. Mm-hmm. Because we go through things and we don't know how to deal with things. Mm-hmm. We don't have an outlet for things. So once we started dealing with those aspects, now the man can go back to his part, where his part is in life. Yeah. Until then, we're going to be walking lost like we are right now with the generation we see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when Kyrie he sent out a group text to the whole family, basically all the men, though.
I love that.
And was saying, like, we need to start talking to each other, checking on each other, making sure we're okay. Because a lot of the men in our family was going through things, but they was hiding it. And nobody was having nobody to reach out to, or people was being afraid to be like, yo, I'm going through this, because, men, we don't really want nobody to know when we going through things. You know what I'm saying? We try to deal with everything on our own. So he started saying every week we would check in with each other. That's how it all started. And then now, him and Dana then came up with this. So we're going to try to help everybody, to move forward to help men.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I say that all the time. Women, they'll have a girls' night out, they cheese and wines, and they do that. I created a room of my own about 4 years ago, and it turned into what we call Men of Empowerment. And it's just that. Every Friday morning at 8 o'clock, me and the same core group of people are on the phone, vulnerability, just being able to express yourself. And of course, in the beginning, it takes time for you to get loose and tell what's really going on with you. You'll watch people go from, just being uptight about conversation to the point where, like I said, there's days where we go on, we laughing, we joking, we crying, and it's okay. My thing is, as men, we need to do that. As you said, there's no outlet for that.
Right.
And one, we were raised to be macho, so we ain't supposed to do certain things.
Absolutely.
So, sometimes if you can't find a room, you got to create the room.
I agree.
But men are human too. Mm-hmm. Emotions and all the things. We go through the same things.
Yeah.
I mean, they just expect that we supposed to have all the answers, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you say that, like it takes time for men to get to a place where they feel comfortable being vulnerable. What did you guys do? Who started the call? Did you show your vulnerability first to make the other guys feel more comfortable letting loose?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, myself and Jim is where it started, and as time went on, we'll find it's all friends. We found somebody else to say, hey, what you think about inviting this person on, and that's how it grew. So it went from 2 and ended up going to 8, and that's where we kind of left it there because to be honest, it's also not a place for everybody.
It's not.
Because
be careful.
He has to trust that what he invested in me, that I'm going to leave it on that call.
Right.
But it turned into an even bigger brotherhood because now when something happens, you got 7 guys that's going to be right there with you. And it's countless times that has happened, whether or not it was large or small issues, that you just know you ain't got to go into this alone.
Yeah.
So just having that space is amazing for one. And it's just, like I said, when it comes to business, we're all entrepreneurs on this call. So I tell anybody, I don't care what line of work you're in, a businessman to a businessman, I can hear what you're talking about and give you some type of advice on that because business is business. Yes. Where a lot of people think, I can only connect with somebody that's doing what I'm doing. No, that's not true. A wise businessman is a wise businessman. I can take my motto and put it into yours. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And something you said that really taps into what we're trying to do is you have trust that the other brother is going to help out.
Yeah.
Not going to judge me for saying I'm vulnerable. Yeah. Not going to judge me saying I feel weak at this moment. Not going to judge me because I didn't say I can't provide.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
Is that because you feel so judged by the world, and especially us as women? Like there's sometimes a certain level of expectation that we as women, not saying me personally, but maybe me too sometimes, that you think a man is supposed to show up this way or he should act this way. And not realizing, and we talked about that whole piece where y'all going through stuff too. But what we see is the strong person in our life, the strongest person in our life. Here are the strongest people in our life. So we don't think we're in the world being strong too. Mm-hmm. But when we come home, we I need to fall onto the strongest person in my life. I'm the strongest person in most people's lives. But then this man I have is the strongest person for me. But sometimes we can forget that, he got some stuff on him too. Yeah. Is that what another thing that helped motivate when you talk about judgment and even having a safe space? Is that what helped motivate you guys with Inner Crown as well?
One of the biggest things to me that I think, like you said, women look at men like they're the protectors, the providers, right?
Yeah.
So it's not so much that we can't handle the letdown. We afraid that how they going to look at us when we can't do our best. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, how am I going to go home to my lady and tell her I can't pay the mortgage this month, or something bad happened and I had a bad business deal and I don't have any money. That's hard because we look at it like if she's looking at us to provide everything and protect, and we actually can't do it.
Right.
What would she think? That's what we're afraid of. You know what I mean? But real women, but sometimes every guy doesn't have a real woman. A real woman can handle it. A real woman still knows how to make her man feel like a man, but everybody's not in that situation.
True.
So some men don't have safe spaces to actually say, well, babe, this is what's really going on.
Yeah.
So what they do is actually they make things worse because they hide it.
Yep.
They wait to the last minute.
Yeah.
And now before you know it, 10 things is wrong opposed to 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it happens that way.
So what does an unsafe space look like? Because I think sometimes that's a problem too. And I do think that there are people that's just not equipped and not emotionally intelligent and have the kind of a heart to be able to be there for somebody else. That's overall. You got people that's all about themselves, whether it's a woman or a man. So they may not even be able to. You can tell them all day, give them the blueprint all day. It may not ever work. But for people who really want to know, for a woman that really wants to know and do better, talk about not just what a safe space looks like. What does an unsafe space look like for y'all?
I think an unsafe space is when you come home to your woman and you're explaining that, baby, things didn't go right. Things didn't feel this way. And instead of being supportive for us, she throws up in our face that we're supposed to do this and we should have had this. And now what is she supposed to do? What happened to us? When I'm going through it, when she's going through it, it's us. But when I'm going through it, it's what she's going to do. And what, you know what I mean? So now that man don't feel like he can come home and tell her anything because it's unsafe for him, because now you don't never know where you're sending him. You know what I mean? It's the rabbit hole on one of the sides. Which rabbit hole are you sending him down?
Right. And it makes you shut down, I would assume.
Because like he's saying it, let's just say, like you said, if you go to your woman and say, you having financial problems, but on Friday she's saying, I still need my hair done. I still need my nails done. That's not really a safe space.
Yeah.
Because she's forcing you to have things you already don't have, and it's making it worse. But a lot of men go through that. And the women who don't care, they could care less about the bigger problems. It's all about what they need at the moment. And a lot of men struggle with that.
Yeah, society got that part messed up today, and that's a whole nother show in itself when it comes to, just take scrolling on social media. Half of what you see is what women saying men are supposed to do. What they want, what they desire. I need a man that's going to come in and take care of my bills and do this and do that.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Exactly.
We built the table.
Yep.
What are you putting on it? What are you bringing to the table? And, like I said, that's a whole nother conversation, but, that has a lot to do with, men's mental. I'll be the first to say I cry in the car, because the pressure of the day-to-day world is real. Being an entrepreneur, having over 20 employees, having, expenses through the roof. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
Nobody hears about that. One, because we don't complain about it.
Right.
You suffer in silence.
Exactly. So then when you go home to what's supposed to be your safe place and it ain't safe, that's when things go left in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
Men sometimes go to another space trying to look for safety. It's a lot of things that happen. People really need to just realize who they're dealing with, for one, as we spoke about last week. Realize who you're dealing with and know what your part is in that, where you stand in that. And also, before you open your mouth, how can I help? That's key.
That's that last part. How can I help? That's the difference between safe and unsafe. When they care enough to ask that, or they care, they don't care enough to even think about that on the table.
Even if they know it's not much I can do.
Because I was going to say, because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, y'all going to say,
no, I got this. I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. But you just want to hear us say it and say it with our heart, not just saying it like, I'm just going to say this because I know you're going to say he don't mean that anyway.
Because if somebody really cares, if you just say the mortgage is $3,000 and you say, damn, baby, I don't have none of, this happened and that happened and I only can make payroll and I can't. And she says, well, look, I got $600. That means she cared. She at least tried to give you what she had. But if she says, oh, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you in a different type of, you're in a different type of fight.
But if you in that kind of a relationship, and I don't want to get on to y'all show because I want y'all to, I'm sure y'all could do it again. But if you in that kind of relationship, wouldn't there have been some signs that you saw that this was that type of person before you got that deep in when we talking about mortgages
ready for this?
and stuff?
Men are different though.
Because why?
Because we really love somebody. we try our best to stick it out. Women are the ones that leave easier. That's really the truth.
But before you even have to stick it out, beyond the good looks, the prettiness, and the body, and all that type of stuff. And I'm not saying that's what y'all go for, but y'all are visual. Let's keep it real. Y'all are visual.
That stuff.
I know. Only on television. only on
This
television.
is not social media, man.
only on television and commercials.
Yes.
But how do you? There had to be some signs, even when you were dating. Let's say, I've dated where a man won't let me pay, won't let me open the door. But there are times that I'll be like, well, I'll pay. When I go out, I'm going to take you out. Now, if he let me pay, fine. If he don't, yay. But at least he knows that I made the offer. There are things that you saw before you got so deep into a serious relate. And I'm not putting a fault on you, but what I'm saying is that for us and both sides, that we have to start looking at things before we get so deep into a relationship and realize, because you said it yourself, you got to know who you with. So you all the way in now real life is showing up. But now when you think back on it, I saw some signs earlier. but you're so caught up in the good parts.
But you're always gonna
Sometimes you
see
can't see
signs.
it.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
I know, because
sometimes
what?
we like that dog
Because
with
what
that thing around
because
our
why
head.
can't
We
you see it? Why
can't look
can't you
left,
see
can't look
it?
right.
Why can't you see it? Because of the dress she has on? Why?
Well, no.
It's the same
It's the
thing
dress
with
she
women.
didn't have on that day. That's why I can't see it.
A good one.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
the
you.
same thing with women, though. How
Yeah,
many
I
red
agree.
flags do they miss? in
I
men?
agree.
So that goes both ways.
It
You know what I
does,
mean, sometimes
100%.
people just aren't good judge of character. They
Yeah.
fall in love with the totally wrong different people.
Yeah.
But that's a hard one.
Yeah.
That really is hard.
It is.
I think it's hard to tell something until you're in that situation. So if that situation never arises throughout the whole
Exactly.
time, you don't know how they're going to react because they haven't been put in there. Now we're here. What are we going to do?
But it's I promise you, there are some little tiny things if you date long enough. Sometimes people jump straight into relationships without even really truly getting to know a person. If you date long enough, there's life stuff that's going to come up. You could pay attention to how people speak. You could pay attention to how they talk about their family and other people. There are small things that you can see. And I'm not saying that any of us are take blame for other people not being a good person, but we can't say we never saw nothing. But what will happen is in hindsight, you'll look back and be like, oh, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
You can see some things from there. But now, Inner Crown, y'all got to join in on the Inner Crown so y'all can get the real deal. I'm going to come in and sit back on the Inner Crown. Even if I just sit in the room, they might not have me at the table. But
No, we had a great show with you on there.
I did. I enjoyed myself. Thank you for saying that. That was my way of saying, can I come back?
Yes, you can. Open invitation.
Thank you. So before we go, we getting a signal. We're going to do a quick wrap around with you guys, and then we out. We want to thank you for what you're going to bring. First of all, y'all bringing something amazing, unique, that's needed in our community. So I applaud you for it, and I'm looking forward to what you're going to give to our men and our women. It's not just
Yes.
going to be for the men. It's going to be stuff, ways for us to learn as well. Take it away, Mr. Kid.
All right. So before we go, movie challenges: Scarface or Godfather? Which one is better?
Which Godfather?
Scarface.
Godfather 1.
Scarface.
What about you? Got another Godfather that might win?
Godfather 2 was all that.
It really was. And I
Godfather 2 was
did.
the one. Godfather 2 was to me was the better out of all of them.
Okay. Wait, what else you got, bro?
Die Hard or Lethal Weapon?
Ooh, which one though? Because
Well, both of them had
just-
more than
yeah.
one, so we're going to
Just
start
actors
with
that
the
they
very
continue.
first. Right, yeah. All right, check out the series.
I'm gonna go Lethal Weapon
Overall.
overall.
No, Jimmy Kaye, mother. You know what I mean? That's the one for me. Die Hard. When he said that, man.
All right. Let's go with Minister Society or Boys in the Hood?
Ricky.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
You already know.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood for me, yep.
All right. On some hip hop, you got. Let me see. Ice Cube or Public Enemy?
Chuck D.
That's right.
I'm Public Enemy all day long.
All the
Public
way.
Enemy.
Run DMC or Beastie Boys?
Run DMC.
Run
Run
DMC.
DMC.
Easily.
All
Easy.
day.
That was an easy
that was a
one.
given.
Shouldn't even been a comparison.
Tribe Called Quest or De La Soul?
Tribe Called
Tribe.
Quest.
Exactly.
Tribe.
I think that we good.
Yeah, we
That
good.
was a
Let's
good
give him one more.
Let me
Let's
give you
give
an
him
R&B
one
one.
more.
Let me see. Boys and Men are new edition.
New edition.
No addition all the way.
New edition.
Okay. How about what you got over there? Aretha Franklin or Patti LaBelle?
Patty.
Patty. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna give
I'm saying Aretha. I love them both, but
Aretha Franklin.
I'm giving
I
Aretha.
gotta go
Giving
with Patty.
Aretha.
I gotta go with Patty.
Patty kicks off the shoes in the middle of the
Yeah,
concert.
she puts
man.
on a show.
Okay, performer and singer.
It's two different things.
Yeah, no, but that's how I rate it.
Okay, all right.
You know,
All right, I'm with you.
she had
mean-
them pies.
Yes, she fed me.
Throwing this stuff that ain't got
Patty
nothing to do with
fed me.
music.
Yeah.
They ain't got
But
nothing to do with music.
that
But I
won me
love
over.
you. But I love you, Miss Patty.
make you
I
lean
do.
that way.
I can
I
go
love
with the
you, Miss
Philly
Patty.
girl.
That
I
won
mean,
me
you really
over.
can't go wrong either way.
I love them both.
I'm
I do.
gonna give one this Philly. Jill Scott or Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan for me. Jill Scott got more of a.
I'm about to say the range on
yeah.
Jill Scott is incredible.
Jill Scott
and
got
she got more
hits.
content, more,
Yes,
right? More hit.
I gotta go with Jill.
But I love Jasmine.
I would take
takes
Jill
me.
Scott.
I like the raspy on
Jasmine
Jasmine.
takes me through my ratchet.
Oh, you want to
You
bust
try-
windows
you
out
try
somebody's
busting
car.
my windows out.
Yeah, you busting
I
windows
know.
out the car. See,
It's my inner person that never
That's
came
why
out.
that's
Jasmine
family.
comes out for me. Right.
see, now we know who to call when she ain't
Right.
when she treating us like trash at home. And okay, you sure you want to go through this now?
Yeah, don't say that to Mr. Kid. They already had experience with me in here, but it wasn't that bad.
Just last week.
Wasn't that bad. Well, I want to thank you guys. You know I love y'all. We just got finished partying
Yes, we
together
did.
last
Great
night. So I love y'all so much, and I'm excited about what y'all bringing to the table. I'm excited about everything that we all doing. So,
Yeah, I love what y'all doing. This show on
same.
purpose, great.
Same.
I love watching it. I love watching your Cadillac, your car.
The Car Chronicles.
Chronicles.
Oh, you want to take a ride with me?
Yes.
You want to take a ride with me? Put your seatbelt on, take a ride.
Yeah, if somebody's trying to reach out with y'all, how can they get to you?
Right now, you can reach us through Inner Crown on Instagram. That's where we're starting everything. So we're a startup. So you got to forgive us. Give us a second. We'll
No,
have
you
everything up there
good.
for
You good.
Inner Crown on Instagram. You know, you can go to Chronic Dopeness and let them know you want to talk to us.
We ain't hard to find.
No.
I would like to give a special shout out to one of our first sponsors, Never Alone Home Care, located on 906 West Gaffrey Avenue in Philadelphia, PA, zip code 19141.
All right, thank you guys again.
Appreciate y'all.
All right,
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you.
us.
Another Chronic Dopeness production.